Hey, gang, everyone, welcome to our 10-minute episodes that we've been doing all week. This is number 6. Tomorrow is our last one. Today, we were going to have Jill Vitale-Aussem, the CEO of Christian Living Communities, former CEO of the Eden Alternative. And as we all know, life happens. Jill was not able to be with us here today, but we have the spirit of Jill because today the word is purpose. And so Taylor and I are going to talk a little bit about purpose, but I want to also point you to a book that Jill wrote, and we'll put this in the notes as well. The book is Disrupting the Status Quo of Senior Living, and she has a chapter in here that is titled Give the Power and Purpose to the People, and it's really, really powerful. So I encourage you to pick up this book, reach out to us. We have some copies if you're interested, and check it out because she's got some really interesting things in there. So let's get to it. Purpose is the word today, Taylor. Mm-hmm. Tell me, what does purpose mean to you as you age or as you see people age today?
I think it brings me back to why I joined the Mavericks and got so behind and support the mission that we have here at the Mavericks of Senior Living, because purpose is when you age and you do because of need or what have you, or ability, you have to move into a home or a community or a facility, or you're living at home on your own with some extra help. Whatever situation you are in as you age, I think we never want to lose the sight of purpose. I think that's what makes us human. I always think about purpose and connection and love and different things like that. And purpose is such a big one. And I think it's so important to talk about when you move a loved one into a community, or you yourself move into a community, you're still living. You're still there. You're not there to just sit and age. And that's the goal of the Mavericks, I think, is to change the way we age. And so if you can get up and be part of the community in some way, even if it's just helping wash dishes at the end of dinner, or maybe going on a Christmas light walk around the building to see all the Christmas lights that other people are showing. Or it could be as simple as going out, sitting on the lawn and looking up at the clouds with a friend of yours or a caregiver and cloud watching, but it's these little things that we can all be part of that still provides purpose. And I think we can just get a little creative around how we provide that purpose to our loved ones with different abilities.
Well said, and different abilities. I have so many stories that are coming to me as you're talking. My dad is a really good example of choosing not to have purpose as he aged. And we watched him go from a very vibrant, strong, powerful man to sitting in his chair watching TV. And I take some ownership for this as the adult daughter who was kind of in charge of all the care coordination and communication, because I don't want to say I allowed it, but we as the kids, we did everything we could to get him up and moving. But I think what we could have done better is look for ways for him to contribute. And that's where I see the connection with purpose here. How can the residents in senior living, and we're talking generally in assisted living, high acuity, memory care, skilled nursing, how can we have them contribute? Because that's what gives you a sense of purpose. And boy, aren't we all feeling this in COVID right now?
Absolutely.
Some people can't go to work. You lose your sense of purpose. You kind of get lost, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you see purpose playing out in some of the senior care communities today that we work with?
I think it depends obviously on the different types of facilities that we have, memory care and different abilities of those residents, but it's the full gamut. So I have a degree in education, and in education, we have a term, accommodation or modification for an activity. And I think if you use those terms and you get creative around providing purpose and then allowing the residents to contribute to the facility or home in some way, I mean, the possibilities just open up for you. Whether that be if you have an engineer, right, and he has maybe Lewy body dementia, right, but he maybe can put PVC pipes together and run water through that. That's an accommodation or modification to an activity that he can still do because he still has the ability for that. I mean, that's so cool. And that provides higher quality of life because they are providing a purpose. That's a really cool thing. And I think that stretches all the way out, and it makes me think of my Oma. And my cousins and I, we have a joke about, we kind of joke around about it, but we always say Oma's going to live until she's 250 years old because she just goes and goes and goes. I asked her one day, I said, Oma, how do you do it? Like, what's going on? Like, this is incredible. And she goes, Taylor, age is just a number. I want to go play tennis, so I go play tennis. And I want to drive my car, so I go drive my car. And she's safe and she's doing it, and she's taking care of my Opa too. And what an incredible woman, but what purposeful, contributing, higher quality of life. They all are parts of the puzzle. And if we can get all those puzzle pieces in place, that's better care for our elders.
Yeah. And I want to say what I heard in your story about your Oma is intentionality. She's very intentional about, I'm going to keep doing this. And when I can't play tennis to the degree that I want to, I'm still going to go play tennis. I might just barely whack the ball rather than whack the ball. Yeah. And I think it's really hard when we put people, bad words. Let me rephrase that. When people transition into senior care, because that's kind of how my parents used to talk about it, when we put someone in senior care, and that's not really true in today's world. So when someone transitions into getting some additional help with daily living, whether it's at home or in senior living, it's really important to think about what is it that they can contribute to their daily life and to other people. And that can be as small as what you're talking about with the PVC pipe and running water through it. It could be, my dad used to offer to teach all the grandkids, well, us included when we were in middle school, how to do algebra and geometry because he was an engineer. And of course, no one ever took him up on it. And I'm thinking, shoot, missed opportunity. Take him up on it, let him do it. And if his way of thinking doesn't work, that's okay. It's a gift you've given. And I remember a story at my parents' senior living community in the memory care. Sometimes people hear these stories and they think they're silly. And what I want to say is this is not silly at all. It is the littlest things that change the whole day for people. I remember a story where one of the caregivers decided to get everyone who wanted to cook dinner that night together. And usually they had the chef who brought the food, right? So there was always the food prepared. They decided to make their own meal. And there was a woman there who had not really connected fully with everyone, new sort of resident. And during this process, she looked up and it was like bright-eyed. She said, I remember how to do this. And she took over. And it was amazing. And what a gift. I watched as the caregiver told that story to the daughter when she came to visit, and the daughter was just in tears of joy. So beautiful to think about your parent feeling like they have purpose and having a connection to themselves again.
I know. And I think we always ask our guests that come on around what action item can you take from this word purpose? And I would love to challenge our audience and all the Mavericks of Senior Living, our Facebook group, everywhere. If you're watching this, I'd love to challenge you to get creative around your accommodations and modifications, and don't let ability hinder giving your residents or the person you're caring for. Don't let that hinder giving them purpose or allowing them to contribute, because there are many different things, from cooking in the kitchen, a very high attention environment, all the way down to smelling a favorite flower that they had from their childhood, because they still have the ability to sense that smell or taste that taste or feel that favorite blanket that they had as a kid, or whatever it might be. But from senses all the way to cooking in a kitchen, that's what I want to challenge our audience with, is get creative with giving the people you are caring for purpose, with the different abilities that they have.
That's a great action item, Taylor. And I'm just going to add one little thing to it. Think too about what can they do to contribute, whether you need it done or not. What can they contribute? Yeah, that's your gift, is to offer them an opportunity to contribute and let them do it.
I love it. These 10 minutes, they go so fast, don't they?
I love it. It's great. And I hope everyone listening, either now or later, enjoyed this conversation can think about purpose, think about taking an action with someone in their life. It doesn't matter who they are or what age group they're in. And if you would, please follow us on Facebook and join our Facebook group, where we are going to be sharing some things about some incredible collaboration circles starting next year, each quarter. You're not going to want to miss out. So check it out, and we will see you tomorrow when we have the lovely Michelle Olson on for our 10 minutes talking about, what is Michelle talking about? Self-care. Thank you.
Yeah.
Self-care. You are not going to want to miss that one. It's the last one of our series of 7. So join us tomorrow and have a great day, everyone.
Bye, Mavericks. We'll see you tomorrow.